But why don't we move on to the last team, I think, which was the surprise story, which was Uruguay, and they were tough. They were a stubborn team. Um, a lot of people, and I kind of want to get your thought on this, are making a big deal of Suarez's handball, and there's been a lot of harsh, negative press and criticism in South Africa, obviously because it was against Ghana, and they're making him into a villain, really. But don't you think, I mean, I do, and if you guys have a different opinion, and you do, Butch, but my thought is any player would have done that on the line for Uruguay.
I think the situation was handled perfectly, to be honest with you. He handled the ball. There's no doubt about it. The referee saw it. He awarded the spot kick. He red carded Suarez. Suarez was unable to play today against Holland. He was definitely missed today against Holland.
For sure.
But when it comes down to it, I know there are a lot of people, especially in the States, who maybe even for the first time during this World Cup watched the game, who are clamoring for the idea, oh, it's like basketball. It was goaltending. They should have given him the goal. That's not the rules. The rules of the game are specific. He violated the rules. The referee spotted the infraction. He sent him off. He awarded the spot kick, and Gian missed the spot kick.
Right.
If there's anyone to blame in that situation, it's the Ghanaian striker who missed the goal.
Right.
That's pretty much my take on it as well. Basically he committed a foul. He got red carded, which was right. And they gave him the PK. Ghana could have capitalized, but they didn't. And they went to PKs and they ended up losing. Now, if Ghana would have put that away, nobody would be bitching about it.
Right.
But the fact is that they didn't put it away. So now they're making him out to be a scapegoat for Africa's failure in this World Cup when they're praised to be, this was going to be Africa's Cup, this was going to be Africa's Cup. And outside of Ghana, they flamed out. And this, I feel like this is just going to be their scapegoat.
Right. Well, it could be. You know, one of the things I was thinking, it's akin to having a pass interference call in the end zone. You don't give that the team who was interfered with a touchdown. They have to, the ball goes on the 1 yard line, and the half 1 yard line or whatever, and they have to figure out still a way to get the ball in the end zone. You don't get a touchdown from a pass interference call in the end zone. So to make that was a good one.
That's my 1 year old.
Yeah, awesome. Well, that's definitely going to be featured throughout the show. But one thing I was going to say, Butch, as we don't want to leave Uruguay on that note, because they really were tough and they were stubborn and they played. Even today, they wouldn't quit, and I think a lot of Dutch fans were trembling there at the end. But do we have an argument at this point for maybe Forlan being the player of the tournament, because he really had a great World Cup?
I think that his chance of being voted the player of the tournament went down the drain when Uruguay were eliminated from contention today. And they're going to have to settle now for playing for third place. Generally speaking, the top players of the tournament are usually those who play in the final match. It's
right.
Very rare that you find a player who is going to take that honor who doesn't participate in the final. So and there are some great players who are going to participate in the final.
Right.
If Spain go through, you got David Villa, who's had a brilliant tournament. Germany, I mean, what can you say about Müller or Mesut Özil or any of their players? I think that, Miroslav Klose, any of those players have had every bit as good of a tournament as Forlan. Now, maybe they haven't impacted their individual teams as much as Forlan has in this tournament, and he definitely deserves to be considered one of the starting 11 for the tournament. But as far as being selected best player of the tournament, I don't see that happening. To be honest, he's had a brilliant tournament, and Uruguay have been a wonderful surprise for this tournament. I figured that they would probably emerge from their group. I think that whenever Uruguay end up in the same group with France, that France will never go through. It's historic.
Right.
But making the semifinals for a World Cup for the first time since 1970, they're still going to play for third place, which is going to be one of their best finishes, apart from the 2 World Cups that they won. It's been a brilliant tournament for Uruguay, and in terms of being the top finishing South American side, they've earned bragging rights at least for the next 4 years.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess my point was, of course, and you made it, that probably no other player was as important to his team as Forlan was to Uruguay.